When it comes to standing out among hypercars, the bar is constantly being raised. More horsepower, crazy styling, new technology, and more are becoming the norm. Premium buyers want to stand out among standouts. It's embarrassing to roll up to Cars and Coffee only to have the crowd take one look at your car and walk to the one across the way. Recently, a new company called Hyperion entered the market with their XP1. The technology and performance numbers are staggering and certainly stand out. In addition, the space-inspired styling will make people do a double take. This is certainly not a car that people will ignore. Recently, we did a video on the top 10 craziest, coolest concept cars. In that video, we listed the Hyperion as our number 2, but arguably number 1 pick. Everywhere you look on the XP1, you'll find attention to detail in a story that ties back into the technology being showcased. We owe you, our viewer, an in-depth look at this revolutionary vehicle. By far, the secret sauce for the XP1 is the technology that powers and inspires the design. The XP1 is a hydrogen-powered fuel cell vehicle. The fuel cell technology is something that deserves its own standalone technical video. The only thing we'll say in this video is this. The power is created within the fuel cell on demand via a chemical reaction between compressed hydrogen and oxygen from the air. The result output of this process is electricity and H2O, or water. The XP1 does not have a huge battery bank. Instead, it uses a small group of supercapacitors to smooth out the power delivery. Now that the technical part is over, let's dive into this amazing machine. The XP1 screams hypercar. One of the standout external features on the car is the 2 adjustable solar panels, or wings, reminiscent of Bugatti's C-Bar side styling. Not only do they gather energy from the sun, but they're functional aerodynamic wings that move more as a downforce is needed. Just behind the wings are huge oxygen intakes. For the fuel cell to work, oxygen has to be forced into the fuel cell. There are large compressors that suck the air in from these intakes and force it into the fuel cell. These large compressors running are what you hear when the car is on. Instead of the rumble of an engine, you hear the compressors roar. Next to the intake is a small symbol. The symbol is for Leonidas. He was the famous Greek king that led 300 Spartans against the Persian army. This is one of the many symbols spread through the vehicle. Leonidas represents the battle that Hyperion and the other hydrogen companies are facing against the giant oil companies. Another repeating feature is the 2 circles on top of each other. These represent the hydrogen atom H2. The one in the front is the air inlet, and the larger set in the back is the exhaust where the water comes out. Speaking of the water coming out, we have yet to talk about the impressive numbers from this amazing machine. For starters, the XP1 makes over 2,000 horsepower via the 4 motors. Weighing less than 2,275 pounds, the XP1 will reach 60 miles per hour in 2.25 seconds. Now, if that doesn't have you excited, you need to get checked out. With most hypercars that have amazing power, their range is horrible. Rimac is the best example. The Navara, with its 2,000 horsepower, has a range somewhere around 200 miles if you aren't enjoying the power. We've seen reviews where the vehicle is getting closer to 100 miles. Now, the hydrogen-powered XP1 is getting around 1,000 miles per fill-up. Yes, we said 1,000 miles. And to refuel it, you are looking at about 5 minutes, whereas a typical electric vehicle takes hours upon hours to recharge. Now, the interior is all about theatrics. Check out this video from Supercar Blondie as she puts the key into the console. This is all about the show and giving the hypercar owner an experience they'll remember. Not to mention something people will talk about long after seeing the car. Even the shifter is unique in this vehicle. The shifter is a 100-inch touchscreen and gesture control for the interface, instead of buttons and knobs. As you sit in the car, the 134-inch glass canopy gives you a sense that you are surrounded by a vehicle, but yet open to everything. It's a very unique experience. Hyperion is at the forefront of hydrogen technology, not only thanks to their partnership with NASA through the Technology Exchange, but also with their own patents and engineering experience. We hope that this will inspire other manufacturers to look toward hydrogen power instead of straight electricity. Not only is this a much cleaner technology, but the ease and practicality of the technology will make our lives easier and far less complicated. We just need the hydrogen fuel infrastructure.